Hello, hello, hello. I am live, I hope. It tells me up there that I'm live, and I am streaming this unusually, whoops, from my computer. So I've just had the countdown, the second countdown. I think it's the delayed countdown, just to say that I'm live. One thing I have noticed since the shenanigans of Facebook have changed is, and especially if you're going live, whether it's in your group or someone else's group or just live in general here on Facebook, is that it doesn't always show the comments straight away. So whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this on the replay, do say hello, type hi. Now, if you're watching it on the replay, tap maybe hi or type hashtag vibes so that I know and I can still interact with you as this goes along. So, today for the Tuesday tip, I thought I would just come live and share something with you based on some conversations that I've been having. And what's weird about this is the conversations aren't exclusive to business owner or to founder of company or to group of execs within a corporate. This same piece of advice stands true for all of it. But today I'm going to put it through the lens of a person who has their own business, a person who you might be having a side hustle as well as the main business. You might have a main business and a couple of side hustles. It actually doesn't matter. If you ever wanted almost like clarification and encouragement to keep on being visible, then take it as this. So before I get started, I'm going to share three tips, three things that I think will be really helpful. But I just want to make sure that I'm streaming. So if you are watching this and can hear the sound of my voice, just give me a thumbs up or a love heart emoji, just so that I know that it's all working. In fact, yes. Okay, I've done it from my phone so I can see that. Okay, so today I'm going to share three things to think about, and I keep getting I know why I didn't dismiss it. I keep getting a notification. I'm going to share three things to think about when you're looking to have long-term visibility, i.e., you don't want to try and do this all in a week, done and dusted, and that's it. And by long term visibility, well, why would you want it? Well, many of the people that I'm speaking to these days, you are or have been writing books. Some of you have had books that have been published for years, but you want to kind of revive them and get them back in front of people. Some of you are either working on courses now or have got courses that you want to share with the world and you want to sell to people. Some of you, and I probably get asked this kind of in secret the most when I see people, normally in person. Some of you want to get into doing your stuff to a corporate audience or getting in front of corporates. And for those of you that are looking to do that, this especially applies to you because if you don't know or you're in this group and you're thinking, who's she? I'm Jenny Kovacs, the Queen of Being Seen. And since I started my business in 2010, as well as serving the entrepreneurial world, I have been serving corporates. I've been into companies like Mighty, um, was Miller Brands, now Asahi, the people that make Peroni. I'm trying to think some of the other, the British Red Cross. I'm trying to think what's on my website now that I can remember. Some companies you might have heard of. A fantastic company called Tembo. They were amazing company to work for, and they help people to market and manage their events. Really big in the events industry. Lots of other companies like that. I've even like delivered this work in front of the Metropolitan Police, and some of those companies that I've delivered this work to, you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. So they're companies that I'd love to tell you about. In fact, I wondered if I'd left a clue behind me, but I hadn't. There are some of these companies I'd love to tell you about, but I am not allowed to say. And that's okay with me because it's the memories, it's the insights, it's the things that I share that are really helpful. So, even if you are feeling like kind of not ready to put yourself out there, I shared a really kind of a funny clip yesterday on my stories, which is both on Facebook and on Instagram, of a little baby gorilla, so sweet, sitting there. beating his chest all wobbly and cute. And I think the words around it said something like, practice, even if you're not ready to. So for those of you that are ramping up to sell your courses or to put yourself out there, to be more visible on video, to make a bigger impact in the world through corporates, or have people read your book, hear about your book, learn your book, market your book or promote it, or even a course. Anything I say book, I mean course could be relevant too. These are some things to start thinking about, but actually do more than think about it, start to do now. Okay, so the first thing that I've written down was, even if it's not ready yet, it's a bit like a cake. Let's say that you're baking a cake and it's a cake that would feed 24 people. Why that number? I just think of the way it's cut. And you've already started thinking about the people you want to invite over to share that cake. Rather than waiting until the cake's cooled and then decorated, ready to slice and put on a plate, why not let people know in advance, hey, I'm baking this cake. It will be ready soon, if whenever that is. It'll be ready soon, and I would love to invite you for a slice of it. Now, in a visibility perspective, it's even easier because you don't even need to say all of that to people up front. One of your main jobs, and it's something that I was speaking to somebody about recently as well on this, it kind of just keeps coming back, so it must be a thing, is the importance of inviting people daily. So you might be thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm on some holidays, the kids are on school holidays, I don't really do a lot in August, things won't ramp up till whenever that time is in your mind. That's not true, by the way. But you might be thinking all of these things. Regardless of when you're ready to go, when your cake is baked, when your course is ready, when your book is published, when you are, ready to share your stuff with the world, start building your audience now. So for those of you that have seen previous videos, and if you haven't, go over to my YouTube channel, you'll see the ABC of business credibility. I talk about the ABC. Well, the A in that is your audience. And many people make the mistake of just speaking to the audience they think they have now and not speaking to your future audience, people who are peeking and peering. Sometimes they're not liking, they're not commenting, they're not sharing, so you don't actually know they're there. So build your audience every day. And the advice that I would give, the first tip on doing that is, definitely go to your favorite platform, even if your favorite platform isn't here. My favorite platform for many years now has been LinkedIn. I love Facebook as well, but LinkedIn is my favorite platform. And I really put my time and energy into that. And the reason that I put my time and energy into it was because I very consciously I decided, and I chose to build my audience there. I wanted to build it to 10K and over. I thought I would take my foot off the gas a bit once it hit the 10K mark, but actually I have a lot of fun over there. I really enjoy it over there. And even though I've slowed down a little bit in terms of interaction there, I still, every day, well, most days, normally a Monday to Friday, but most days. So here's what I do. Let me break it down to make it tangible. I look to add 50 or have 50 people be connected with me, not follow me, but connected with me every week. So in order that I don't have to walk around and remember this, I actually write the number of followers and connections that I have at the same time every week. So usually on a Sunday, I'll note that down, and then it lets me see like what's the next milestone for me to reach. I know that during the week I need to hit another 50 connections. So what I do is, it gives me something to focus on, it gives me something to work towards. Now let's face it, if I invite 10 people every day, Monday to Friday, then if they all accept, I've got my 50. So what I do is I go a little bit over that, because I know that some people might ignore it, some people check LinkedIn monthly, some people might not see it, some people may not want to connect with me. I don't write messages because I believe no matter how cringeworthy or cringe-less a message is, you can never really see it from the other person's point of view. So I don't write a message. I literally just hit connect. And if the person wants to accept, fine. If they don't want to accept, also fine. It's not up to me to grab them or to get them. So that's the energy that I go in with. So I do that every day. I add my people, and most weeks I hit that mark. Some weeks I've hit more than that. And what's interesting is now it is over the summer. What will happen is in September, people will come back and focus and they'll have their goals. Usually it happens in September, but also in January. And also after the tax year, sort of April time, people start to get fired up again and they're ready to go. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. This is not whiskey. This is actually apple juice with sparkling water. So people will start to build that up again. And I often see like a big acceleration, if you like, of even historical connection requests being accepted. And then as I learned in the LinkedIn mastermind that I was in, or still am in, I guess, but was in for a number of years, every quarter when I'm doing my end of quarter report and review of my business, I'll go in and I'll look for anything that's older than 2 months, any connection requests that are outstanding, older than 2 months, and I'll start to clean those up. Now, I really, it's a should, I guess, but I feel like it would be great to do that on Facebook. It would make a lot of sense for me to really proactively grow my page. But I also listen to my gut. I listen to my intuition and have a look. What am I getting this thing for? My frame is too low. Okay, I don't know what I can do about that while I'm live, but whatever, my frame is too low. It's probably because I've got a gazillion things open as well. But anyway, so I could probably do that on Facebook, but actually my next place of focus that I want to grow my audience, and I've been on this platform for years, is YouTube. So I have been putting content out. I think I've given it about 8 days break or so, but I've been putting content out on a daily basis, and that will resume, especially after I've had my hair done, which is where I'm going to rush off to after I've done this. Okay, so I hope that this is all recorded. If not, I'll have to make another video out in the sun and put it up here again. So it doesn't really matter where you're focused, if it's social media, if it's not social media, maybe it's a network that you've got, a network that you host, a network that you're part of. You can use this growing your audience now anywhere that you feel to. So there's another platform that I'm tinkering with. I'm just kind of waiting to hear back from somebody as to how much acceleration I kind of push my foot down on the pedal to. So we'll see. But know that regardless of what you're doing or not doing, that doesn't matter. Keep building today. The analogy I always use is, you know, that saying, when's the best time to plant a tree? Well, it was yesterday, but actually, if you didn't plant it yesterday, then do it today. Don't keep waiting and waiting and waiting, because it was literally like one day I started off, well, I think at the first count was under 1,000, and it's like one morning I feel like I woke up like ready and raring, I guess, to kind of celebrate the 10k mark, and I went past it. So invite people daily, get used to doing that all the time. That's the biggest tip, and I've shared with you how I do that. Now, in terms of this strategy, what I would say is it works. It's been tried and tested. It's been so well tried and tested that not only have I done it, people that have worked with me have done it as well. And some people that I've worked with have chosen to go off their own way. And it's a bit like me giving you the recipe for my best lasagna. Some of you might be vegetarian or vegan or have allergies, so want to adapt the recipe. What I would say is adapt the recipe to have it fit you, to have it be suitable for you, but don't change it completely. Because when you change it completely, then it doesn't do what you intended it to do. It doesn't do what you wanted it to do. I would say instead, go all in on the recipe that I'm giving you, let it grow, and then make your tweaks a bit later on. And the reason for that is it's almost like proof of concept. When you prove to yourself that something you're doing can be done, will be done, and is done, and can be done really in a great and effective way, it builds up your inner confidence. That's when it kind of like shows or shines through in your copy. That's when it shines through in your post, because you might not be articulating it verbally, but people pick up what you're putting down. So that's the reason I say that. It's not a do as I say, not as I do, or it's not a my way or the highway. It's really about what's underneath it. The strategy works. It works, and I don't ever count that, well, I did it once, so it works for me. I count, I did it, people I've worked with have done it, companies I've worked with have done it, and actually, some people decided that they were going to do something completely different and do it their own way, and it didn't work. Same with applying for TED Talks. I think I've shared a story in the past about how three clients went through and did their TED Talks based on a little snippet of information that I'd shared with them for something. And one of them decided to, yeah, that's really good information, Jenny, but I'm going to do it my own way, and didn't get through. And I'm not even boasting about that. That's sad, because it was something I feel that they really wanted to do. So the third thing is, why do I do this? I want to reiterate, because there are lots of people out there now who have visibility as a specialism in their title. The reason I do visibility is so that you're seen, so that you're heard, so that you're memorable, so that you're noticed, so that your work gets out there. And there's so many challenges and so many hats and that we wear and plates that we spin when we're doing this. We become the sales director, the marketing director, the CEO, the financial director, the advertising person, the PR person. Visibility, for me, is the glue that makes the sales and the marketing work. It's the reason why you don't always have to pitch yourself. It's the reason why you don't always have to be in someone's face. That's not visibility. It kind of is, but not the intent of this work. So that's why under the visibility vibe system, where you can see there, VIBES, they are actual steps. They're firm pillars, and if you go and follow those pillars and hang yourself in that particular framework, your work will start to stand out. And there's so many different levels and ways. I'm not going to go into that now, but I just wanted this to be a tip in terms of kind of clarification by my definition of visibility and the visibility vibe system, which is a registered trademark, but also how you can have it work for you. That's what's important to me. I want this work to help you to fill your programs, to host successful events, to sell your books, to have people know about your work, to have people experience your work and the difference that you make, to have it make a difference to them, their families, their pets, their organizations, their career, their lives, their relationships, their book writing skills, the way they show up on social media. I want it to make a real difference. I want you to be able to make a real difference to their lives. That's why I do what I do. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. Facebook have now got this thing where when you go live, your live streams disappears after 30 days. What I've tended to do, just so that I don't forget, and because this is a Tuesday tip, I tend to download these and I can share them in the guide section. I can't remember if I've got the guide section in this group as well, but you'll be able to go back and have a look at these. It will mean going over to YouTube, but hey ho, there's that, and there's like 800 odd videos on topics around visibility that will be helpful to you. And I don't just talk about the actual act of being visible. I talk about the self-motivation to be visible, the mindset to be visible, and also the way to think differently about being visible too. So I come at it from visibility being an inside job, when you know who you are, what you want, and how you want to put it out there, visibility becomes far more easier to you. So thank you for watching, thank you for sharing, thank you for liking. And remember, it's Tuesday Tip Day. You can share a tip in here any way you want. You can write it, you can post it, you can say it, you can live it, you can video it, any way you'd like to. So I can't wait to see what you do. Now, you can do this from next week, or you can choose to do it at some point today. And to be honest with you, it doesn't have to be on a Tuesday. If you've got a tip that you can share with us, bring it in here. You never know who's watching. That's it. Bye for now.